Good morning, it's your daily crypto news. It's Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. My name is Matt, and Bitcoin has went down bigly. We're going to be talking about that a lot today. I wish somebody would just
Huck to and spit on that thing
and make the Bitcoin price go up. By the way, we have a new show out called Trends with Benefits. You can search it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts. And it's going to be 4 times a week, and we're going to talk about different coins and go into it, break it down, the pros, the cons, the market caps, the supply, the functionality, the use cases, and we're going to tell you if we personally would buy, hodl, or sell it. Obviously, it's not financial advice, but it's just us with about 20 years of experience in the crypto space looking at different cryptos. The show is called Trends with Benefits, and you can find it wherever you listen to your podcast. Let's get into it. So as you know, or as you maybe didn't know because you don't check the prices every day and every hour like a lunatic, Bitcoin price went down quite a bit. It was down like 6.2 to 7% in 24 hours the other day. It went down to $59,000 on CoinGecko. It went down to $59,780 on Coinbase. And a lot of people are saying this because of a little bit of FUD, because Mt. Gox was hacked. It's an exchange that was hacked in 2014, and it lost around $63.6 million in Bitcoin at the time. Well, like I said, that was in 2014. That amount of Bitcoin now, today, is worth $46 billion. Well, about 141,686 Bitcoin is earmarked for distribution. That's around $8.7 billion. And so there's fears that the Mt. Gox creditors will instantly sell off their reclaimed coins. Well, because there's that FUD, and also over the past 2 weeks, about $1.2 billion worth of assets have flowed out of Bitcoin ETFs in the United States. Also, in the past 24 hours, $335 million worth of crypto positions have been liquidated. 293 million of them were long positions. And basically that's bets that the price will go up. Well, there's a lot of people also looking at this saying like the Mt. Gox fears are way overblown. I mean, look at the market cap of Bitcoin, $1.3 trillion. And if you dump $8.7 billion, really is it going to make that much difference? Yeah, sure, number goes down briefly, and then it starts to stabilize and go back up. So is it really a big deal? Also, there's a lot of creditors with a cost basis of under $700 per Bitcoin. Everybody has a cost basis of $700. Let's just say you're one of those people and you have 10 Bitcoin. At that time, you had $7,000 stolen from you. And you're like, man, I just lost $7,000. 10 years later, you're looking at that and you go, wow, I have $650,000 just sitting there. I mean, basically, they held your Bitcoin for you. And if you get it back, what would you do? Would you hodl with $650,000 just waiting there for you to pay off your house or, pay off your student loans or both? Now, let's just say you had $70,000 worth of Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a big chunk of change, and you were probably pissed at the time. But now you have $6.5 million worth. So what would you do? I think both are correct. Yeah, sure, you can hodl or you can sell. Sell half, pay off a house, go on vacation, pay off your student loans, buy a couple new cars, depending how much Bitcoin you have, and then hodl the rest. Or dump it all, or keep it all. It seems like there's no wrong answer with this one because, again, you've been hodling Bitcoin for the past 10 years. Let me know what you would do. Matt at dailycryptonews.net. All I know is if there's fears, FUD, or hopes about this Mt. Gox Bitcoin, long story short, is I don't think it's going to make a difference. And even if they do sell, I just hope that they had enough that they make a big come up. Wishing you guys luck. The Biden administration and the White House has rehired Carol House. She's a cybersecurity advisor who advised the president on his 2022 crypto-focused executive order. And if you remember that executive order, it was to establish a strategy to regulate the cryptocurrency industry. Well, House previously advised President Joe Biden from 2021 to 2022 as a director in the National Security Council focused on cybersecurity and digital innovation. She's considered relatively pro-crypto, even though if you're comparing it to Biden's circle, she is very pro-crypto, but we're just going to call it relatively pro-crypto if you put it over, just a whole swath of people that are operating within Washington. As a response to the news, she said, I'm honored to have been called back to return to service of absolutely critical mission sets that are necessary to shape the future of secure and trustworthy digital economies. The Biden administration officials also are planning to attend a Bitcoin-focused roundtable to be held in Washington in July. With that said, President Donald Trump is in talks to speak at the Bitcoin convention in July. And I'm just going to put this out there as a warning. please, can we not make technology political? Please? I do not want Bitcoin aligned with Donald Trump. I don't want it aligned with Joe Biden. I just want Bitcoin to be agnostic technology that does a job. By the way, if you guys are wondering about the Fair Shake PAC, and that is the super PAC that has been collecting money from crypto, I guess, bigwigs, Brian Armstrong, the Winklevi, companies like Masari and Ryan Selkis, and so on and so forth, they have raised a total of $177 million, and they have $106 million cash on hand, which means around $71 million has been paid out either to executives, to payrolls, to operating costs, and also to campaign against candidates or for candidates. Again, it's the biggest super PAC out there, and this is ahead of super PACs like the Never Back Down PAC that supported Ron DeSantis, the SMP PAC that supports Senate Democrats, the Make America Great Again PAC that supports Donald Trump, the Senate Leadership Fund that supports Republicans, headed by Mitch McConnell, the Democracy PAC, headed by George Soros. And so long story short is that's a hell of a lot of money. And that's what happens when you have billions of dollars laying around and people are trying to gut your industry. You're going to rally up. And this is a hell of a rally. This next news and next headline reminds me of kind of like just daydreaming at my desk. The other day, I was sitting at my desk and I had the Porsche website open. And I don't know if you guys know, but Porsche just came out with a new 911 Carrera with a hybrid powertrain. It looks pretty phenomenal. And so I went on to the website and started building my dream 911 Targa GTS. Of course, I don't have $200,000 laying around to buy a toy with. And so I realized that I was daydreaming and went to the Volkswagen site and built my Volkswagen Golf R. And after I got finished building my Golf R, which is a great car, it's no Porsche, still a good car, I also realized I don't have $50,000 to buy a toy with. And so I feel like this article that's talking about baby boomers set to transfer $84 trillion to their heirs and speculate of how much money can come into cryptocurrency is just like sitting down at your desk, daydreaming about the car that you might be able to buy one day if you won the lottery. So the article says that only 4% of rich Americans, and rich Americans defined as having $3 million in assets, over the age of 44 perceive cryptocurrency of having a great potential for growth and a greater potential of growth than stocks and bonds. But 28% of their younger peers said that crypto will outperform such traditional investments. So the article is speculating that, well, when all these Gen X and Gen Zs and millennials and Gen Ys and whatever they are anymore, the Zennials, I don't know what they're called. Once they get all this boomer money, it's going to go into crypto, and that could balloon Bitcoin's price to $600,000. And so we're over here, we're daydreaming about what we'll do if $20 trillion went into crypto. And so that's why I said it reminds me of sitting at my desk, daydreaming about the $200,000 I would spend on my Porsche Targa GTS if I had it. That's just a daydream. And finally, here's the follow-up to last week's Kraken exploit news. As you know, Surtech, they found an exploit in Kraken, and the exploit was if you deposited funds into Kraken before they actually got deposited into Kraken, they registered as deposited, and therefore you're able to make a withdrawal before you actually made a deposit. And because of this, they were able to siphon out around $3 million. Now, they call themselves white hat hackers, meaning that they're doing this without malicious intent, and they're just trying to be ethical to show you the problems before there's actually major problems by somebody who is not ethical. And they want to make sure that Kraken was transparent with this news. So they told all their peoples, they told their customers, they told their clients, they told the news that this was something, but we fixed it. Kraken didn't like this, and they said, give us the money back, and we're not going to pay your bounty. Long story short, Surtech gave the money back. I don't know if they got paid their bounty. But the thing is, we also found out is that Surtech seems, allegedly, to have been trying this hack with many different exchanges before. Exchanges like Binance, OKX, BingX, Gate.io, and others. And they've been doing this since as early as May 17th. So long story short is they've been trying this on other exchanges. Not too sure if they got any money out. Didn't say that. Looks like they were all protected. And then they found Kraken being the only vulnerable one. Me personally, I'm happy that they found the vulnerability and that they gave the money back. Speaking of money, let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We are up early this morning. Fear Greed is at 44, neutral, very close to fear. And that is because Bitcoin is sitting at $60,999. It's down 0.3% in 24 or 6.4 in 7. Ethereum's at $3,363, up 1.4 in 24, down 1.2 in 7. Till number 3, Binance is at $571, up 1.1% in 24. And Solana's at $136, up almost 7% in 24. Solana's having a little bit of recovery. That's good. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, XRP at 47.6 cents, pretty much even. Toncoins at 8 at $7.60, up 3.7%. Dogecoins at 12.3 cents, up 4.4%. And Cardano's at 39.2 cents, up 4.8%. The total market cap is sitting at 2.26 trillion, up almost 1%. A Bitcoin dominance of 53.3% and an ETH dominance of 17.9%. And that was our show today. My name is Matt. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at DCN Daily Crypto, on Substack at DCN Daily Crypto. You can email me, matt@dailycryptonews.net. And don't forget to give us a 5-star rating wherever you listen to this podcast, if it's on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. And until tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.